Alright, what's up? This is Zombie Talk 123. On one of my videos, LTCOA Live commented, wanted me to make a video on the Ryan Madson situation. He's going to be a free agent this year, obviously, and he has Scott Boras, one of the most notorious agents in all of sports. He finds a way to literally get so much money for certain clients. Last year, example, Jason Worth. He gets $126 million in a 7-year contract out of a guy like Jason Worth, and he has not lived up to the expectations in the first year at all. And other teams were not even bidding anywhere close to that, reportedly, at least. For Washington to spend that much money on Jason Worth is pretty ridiculous, and it's definitely not going to be worth the contract that they signed him for. Anyway, he works to the last minute. He's usually the agent for first-round picks. They wait till the last day to sign. They get a lot of money, and he's just very notorious for doing that. He is the agent of one of the best setup men / now closers in baseball. Ryan Madson has been one of the most solid setup men for the Philadelphia Phillies in the recent years. It used to be 8th inning Ryan Madson, 9th inning Brad Lidge. This year Brad Lidge was hurt. They tried out Jose Contreras. They tried out all these different guys. They ended up with Ryan Madson. They kind of stuck. He has 22, 23 saves this year. ERA of 3.11, and he's 3-2 on the year. He's had a very solid year. In the past, when there's reason to believe that he could be a closer because he's been so dominant in the 8th inning, they said he doesn't have the closer mentality. And at that point, Brad Lidge was having all-star years. Of course, Brad Lidge has had his struggles, but this is a last year of a 3-year deal worth $36 million that they signed a few years ago. I would definitely not expect for him to return to Philadelphia. I would but I could see Ryan Madson obviously wanting to stay in Philadelphia, and Philadelphia feeling like they need to sign him multi-year. It would cost a lot, though. The fact that Scott Boras got $30-something million for Rafael Soriano last year, 3-year deal. Most closers are going to get above $10 million per season. Heath Bell is actually pretty cheap for the Padres right now, but he's going to be a free agent, or they could do arbitration either way. But anyway, Jonathan Papelbon already in a salary around $12 million, and he's probably even going to command more. So closers, really prime closers, are getting more and more expensive. The fact that Ryan Madson has 23 saves under his belt and probably is going to be the closer for the future, for the next few years at least, the Phillies definitely have the urge to sign him to a multi-year deal here. If they don't, then their bullpen is going to turn into an issue here. If they don't have Brad Lidge or Ryan Madson, who's going to close for them, there's definitely going to be some questions. There's no question about it that they need Ryan Madson. Now, there is some other closers on the free agent market. Jonathan Broxton, yes, he's been injured. There's actually a pretty good list of closers on the market and relievers on the market. So if they're not able to sign Madson, it's not the end of the world, but this is one of their top priorities. Obviously, Jimmy Rollins is another top priority. Who do they have shortstop in their system? If there's a top prospect at shortstop, please someone tell me, because I'm pretty sure that they've rated most of their prospects in deals to get veteran guys. I haven't heard anything about giving away shortstop prospects lately, but all I know is that Jimmy Rollins, he needs to sign an extension with Philadelphia. Obviously, I'm a Cardinals fan. I'd love for him to come to the St. Louis Cardinals, but I don't think that's very realistic. He sounds like he wants to stay in Philadelphia. Who wouldn't want to play in Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is right in the middle, pretty much a dynasty, pretty much dominant every year, and has chances to go to the World Series every year. And he's been one of the, maybe top 5 shortstops in the league the past few years. Stolen bases, has power, driven runs in, good leadoff men, setting up for Jay Utley, now Hunter Pence, Ryan Howard, other guys like that. So they definitely need to sign him to a multi-year extension. Now, what will be the cost of that? $15+ million per year, most likely. He's definitely on the decline, though, so the Phillies will use that against him. Hopefully, it would be a steal for them to get him around $8 to $10 million per year, but realistically, I could see more like $12, $13 million per year. Either way, he's probably going to be making too much money considering his production. It's probably going to be in the decline the last few years. We saw with Derek Jeter's contract last year. He definitely was in the decline. That whole year, he batted like 270. Not really like him. Power was down. All his numbers were down, and he still was able to command $15+ million from the Yankees per year just because he was a captain and he's a franchise leader. Jimmy Rollins is not exactly what Derek Jeter is to the Yankees, but he's pretty decently close. Obviously, the Phillies have other guys, though. It's not just one guy who's been there for the last 10 years and is their captain. Rollins is a very important piece to the Philadelphia Phillies. So look for them. That's the number 1 priority. Number 2 priority, lock up Cole Hamels long term. Yes, he has one more deal till free agency. We just saw Jared Weaver, who is He'll be a free agent after the 2012 season. He got locked up. They definitely need to work on locking up Cole Hamels for a similar deal around Jared Weaver. He'll probably end up earning more because, well, just a number of reasons. He has a little more experience, and he's already making more money than Jared Weaver. He's already making more money than Jared Weaver is this year. So he's just going to keep trying to add and get a bigger payroll. So, paycheck, excuse me. So, look for him. He'll probably have a few more $1 million annual and probably a longer deal than Jared Weaver. But it's going to cost him a lot of money to re-sign him. But they need him, a solid number 2 starter. They have a great rotation, obviously, but in a few years, Roy Oswalt getting older, everyone else in that rotation, it's not going to be amazing forever. Roy Halladay is there to stay for a few more years, and then, Cole Hamels, they need locked up. The fact that they had to give away, guys, some top pitching prospects before to get these guys, they definitely need Cole Hamels for the future. He's going to be a very important piece for them postseason. He's been great and every other season. So the top priorities for the Phillies are Jimmy Rollins, Cole Hamels, and then you're obviously looking at Ryan Madson, the most important piece in your bullpen at this point. If you can sign him, I could see a deal, maybe $30 million, 3 or 4 year deal. If the Phillies were able to get him for $8 to $10 million, do it, because he's making $4 million, this year, but he has saves now, he has an experience, and he's been really dominant too. So he's definitely going to be commanding more. If they got him for $7 million a year, it would be, a fair deal for both sides. But with Scott Boras, you're looking at more of like an $8 to $10 million for sure range, and they'll probably want to get like a 4 or 5 year deal, but realistically, maybe 3 to 4. So that is what I think about the Ryan Madson situation, contract situation. Not an easy one for the Phillies, but definitely a priority of theirs to get him. It's going to be hard, but they definitely need to. I don't really see him going anywhere else other than the Phillies, though. It seems like the obvious choice, and the Phillies obviously have the money to go out and make sure they have someone to close out games next year, especially with Brad Lidge becoming a free agent. I don't think they're going to re-sign him. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, thanks for watching. I'll be talking 1, 2, 3.